What's going on? Welcome, everybody. Jamie just said a joke that I don't understand. Welcome to Fantasy Football today on this Tuesday evening, getting ready for Waiver Wire. Dave Richard just sent me an article that I really have to read about how Alex Collins could, make the strong case to be the Seahawks running back. So I'm going to read that as I introduce today's panelists. Chris Towers from Brooklyn, New York. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, Brooklyn, stand up. What's up, Adam?
There you go.
How's it going? Yankees are down 3-0.
Yeah, right. We got a big baseball game going on right now that I can't watch. So no spoilers. And Jamie from South Florida, sunny South Florida. All right, so now that we've had some time to digest, Damien Williams, let's say he gets the next, I think it's 5 games and there's a bye. Raiders, Packers, Bucks, Niners, Steelers. What are your expectations, Jamie, for Damien Williams in the next 5 weeks? And we welcome everybody here. We're going to read your questions after we talk about Damien Williams.
I think he's at worst a flex, probably at best high-end number 2 running back, around probably 15 or so on a weekly basis if things go right for him. Let's just keep in mind, looking ahead at the schedule clearly matters. But think about what's happened, recently. Like the Packers, for example, just jump out because you mentioned them. They just lost Jair Alexander. So you lose a key defender on the side of the ball at some point along the way. It looks dramatically different for that defense. Just ask the Bucs secondary, for example. So, a linebacker could go down, one of the teams that he's facing, a key, interior lineman, and that could change the matchups that are looking ahead. So just take it 1 week at a time and see how things go for him. Montgomery might also come back sooner than we think, so I would say if you need a running back, he's worth, a significant portion of your fab budget. If you're first on waivers, he should be the first guy you add. He's worth adding if you don't need a running back, maybe trade bait. But we know that the Bears give their lead rusher a significant amount of work. I guess the only other thing to maybe factor in is when Tariq Cohen's able to come back. How much of a role does he have? But that's still 2 weeks from now. So I think Damien Williams is in a good spot.
And I haven't seen anything about Tariq Cohen. Like, he hadn't even really begun practicing last I saw. And so I don't even know if there have been any updates about him since he was placed on IR. So I'm not really expecting Tariq Cohen to make much of a difference this season.
I think we're going to get that answer tomorrow because I can't imagine that any of the Bears beat writers, knowing that Montgomery's out, that's their, big offensive skill player at this point. You can't not ask the question when Tariq Cohen's going to come back because they're going to have to make a roster move. They're going to have to bring in somebody else. It can't just be Williams and Herbert. So, if they're counting on Cohen to, return in a couple weeks, they should address it. So we'll find out.
Well, let's hear from our audience members tonight. Bryce wants to know in PPR, I don't know if this is adding, starting, or what, but Schultz, Knox, Gesicki, or Henry. Schultz, Knox, Gesicki, or Henry. Who's your favorite tight end, fellas?
Schultz.
Yep, it's Schultz for me.
I forgot I can click on them and display them. So, see, here's what Bryce said, in case you didn't believe me. Mushu Chicken says, would you trade Allen Robinson for Antonio Brown and Trey Sermon?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right. From this person, would you trade Camara for Swift and Chase in half PPR?
Yeah.
No.
How confident are we in DeAndre Swift right now?
Quite confident in him.
Well, all right, but we got a couple of pretty disappointing games out of 4, right?
I would like Dan Campbell just to shut up about DeAndre Swift because every time they talk about DeAndre Swift, he gets worse.
So here's the thing. He did actually play, I believe, his highest snap share of the season in week 4. If not the highest, it was one of the highest. And I don't know, man. I don't know what Sean Payton is doing with their offense. I get that he doesn't really trust Jameis Winston, and that's fine. But that team is on pace for about 380 pass attempts this season. It's just a shockingly conservative offense. And when Alvin Kamara has 120 rushing yards and a career high in carries and finishes as RB 18, I just don't know what to make of that. The passing game role clearly isn't there like we hoped it would be.
Yeah, it's not, but it's not. It's not going to be 0 targets most weeks.
No.
I don't want to give up on Alvin Kamara too soon until I see what this team looks like with Michael Thomas back. I just don't know if things they might not change. It still might be 23 pass attempts or fewer. It still might be Taysom Hill comes in too much and takes Jameis out of rhythm. It still might be, where Kamara is just going to be a primary running back as opposed to a primary air back and a weapon. But I still would like to see when they're whole, when their offensive line is whole, just to see the whole picture together. And I think that will hopefully change some things for what these guys look like and, open things up a little bit.
Yeah, he has 4 touches within the 10-yard line, so the green zone, which is 21% of the Saints plays in that area. It's 36% outside of the 10-yard line. So it seems dumb to not use Alvin Kamara near the goal line.
Yeah, I wonder.
He's been there.
Yeah, I do wonder how skewed that is from just last week because Taysom Hill they were just really heavy on him. I think at least in that range. And Camara has never really been that high. I don't know that he's ever had 50% of his. Well, I'm thinking about it inside the 5-yard line. But whatever. All right. Chris would do it. Would do that trade. Start Emmanuel Sanders against the Chiefs or Chuba Hubbard against Philadelphia. Is that right? Philadelphia this week.
Yes. I would start Hubbard.
I think I would start Hubbard as well.
Would you drop Ayuk or Mecole Hardman?
Both, but Mecole first.
Would rather drop Mecole, yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
What's his name?
Hardman. Would you burn the number 1 waiver for Damien Williams?
Yes.
Yep.
4-0. Okay. Should I trade AJ Brown and CD Lamb?
For
Zach Moss and
no. No.
Would you trade AJ Brown for CD Lamb? No, I still rather have AJ Brown.
Yeah, I think that the problem with both of them is you're trading them. Can you see their value getting lower? I guess if AJ Brown's injury lingers or he suffers an aggravation, but other than that, the Cowboys aren't going to keep throwing 25 times a game or whatever it is over the last 3. So Lamb's value is going to be better than it is today.
I'm done in the podcast league. Thanks, AJ Brown. Finished.
You done?
I'm done. I'm 1-3. It's over. So injured.
Man, you had such a great team.
So injured. Not fair. All righty then. Non-PPR, should I trade Hopkins? And if so, who should I target?
It's another one where is his value really going to get lower? It's all about relative value. It's not just should I trade DeAndre Hopkins, but it's are you trading DeAndre Hopkins at a point where he's going to give more value to the person you're trading him to? And I have to think he's going to get better than this. So I wouldn't trade him for much of a discount.
Never trade low.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the business thing. Should I sit? Oh, okay. Knox, Schultz, Higbee. Who do you guys like this week?
Schultz.
Schultz is the highest ranked of those.
All right, we got this question on Sunday morning, and we still don't know who survived Squid. Oh, it was Jamie. That's what we said. Jamie, you would win Squid Game.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about it.
Yes, we Googled it in process. Okay, so this is what Squid Game is. It's this crazy show, fiction, I hope.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Adults compete in kids' games, and the losers die. They're killed. So we decided that you probably are the best at kid games. You just
have more experience
like that. Yeah.
Playing kids games.
I have the most kids,
It depends
They're
what the
older
kids games
too,
are. Is it wall ball or dodgeball or is it Candyland?
Well, anybody
I feel
can
pretty confident about my skills at a playground game, but not so much the board games.
Right, the board games. I think Jamie would have forget it. Uno or Old Maid, forget it.
Although I'm really good at Phase 10, guys.
Ooh, oh, that's not a kid's game though. That's an adult, an older version. All right, Don Draper, I know him. Half PPR, trade away Aaron Jones for Alvin Kamara.
We had this question on FFT today, which was funny because when Dave gave up on Ezekiel Elliott after one game, he now was trading.
Gave up. He put him at 10th overall. Give me a break.
He now was trading Alvin Kamara to get Ezekiel Elliott. I would still rather have Camara.
Then Jones?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really close. I don't see the point in it. It's one of those ones where it's just like, I don't see the point in trading two guys in the same tier at the same position because you're just like, can I win a coin flip? Maybe. You got a 50% chance.
I'd take Jones, but all right. From Andrea. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Andrea's the best.
She is so dedicated. Would you prioritize Devonte Smith over
1-0 Yankees?
Dude, I swear to God, like, don't do it. It's not funny.
No, it's really funny.
No, it's not.
No, it went off the wall.
No, it's really funny. Adam.
No, I want to watch the game. Like,
I know, but it's still funny.
I'm clicking remove. I'm clicking remove next time you do that.
Would you kick me off the show?
Yeah, I'm gonna kick.
No, don't do that.
And I'm gonna let you host.
Stan just hit a bomb off the wall.
Now Jamie's gonna have to watch the Yankees game.
Would you prioritize Devonte Smith over everyone other than Damien Williams? Well, how about forget? I mean, would you prioritize Devonte Smith over Damien Williams if you were on waivers?
I think that would come down to how didn't that clear the wall? I think that would come down to
you idiot. He didn't even hit a home run.
No, and he didn't run it out. He would have had a double.
It sucked. Just stop.
Well, I mean, what if people are watching us and they want to know an update on the game?
That did not get out. Oh, would you rather have Devonte Smith or Damien Williams off waivers? Let's go. Rapid fire here. Let's go.
I think it depends on what you need. If you need a receiver, you obviously want Smith. Smith's a better player. If you need a flex, Smith is a better player. If you have a running back need, then go with Damien Williams.
Smith is more likely to help you in the fantasy playoffs. So
Chris Carson has a neck injury, did not practice.
Yep, he didn't practice today. Just saw
Thursday game. So I think, maybe move Alex Collins up a little bit.
They are a team that is pretty liberal with the DNPs. So, don't want to overreact to, the first 2 days, but yeah.
Okay. Rondale, drop one. Rondale or Michael Carter or Rondale Moore. Who would you drop?
Rondale.
Probably Rondale.
Non-PPR, I received a trade proposal. I give Tyreek Hill. I get Barkley, Lockett, and Damian Harris. Non-PPR.
Great trade.
Yeah, love it.
Gaskin, trade for Allen Robinson.
I have more faith in Allen Robinson at this point.
I don't know who Robin Allenson is, but I would trade Gaskin for that person too. Drop.
My aunt today went to get gas in New Jersey where they pump gas for you.
Uh-huh.
And she rolled down the window because I was on the phone with her, and she said, "Fill my car with cash, and I'll give you gas." By mistake.
That's pretty funny.
Yes,
I would give.
She said the gas attendant was stoic and didn't laugh.
Gas attendants are not friendly people, from what I've seen. Would you drop Chubb for Damien Williams?
No.
Kind of think I would. I mean, I would hope you have a worse player, but I'd be okay with that.
I guess long term it makes more sense. For this week, though, I'd rather have Hubbard. So it depends what you need.
Would you drop Chase Claypool?
No.
No. Would
you drop Tannehill for Trey Lance? I have car. I have car too. I fill my car with cash.
I think that's fine.
No, I wouldn't drop Tannehill yet.
All right. Am I foolish for keeping Allen Robinson? Do you think I could sell him for something I'd be happy with in return?
No, I don't think it's foolish. I think your best bet is to hold on to him because I don't think he's going to be worse than he has been. I think he's almost certainly going to be better. I'm actually slightly more optimistic about this offense with Andy Dalton than I would be if Justin Fields was there, and it's not because I don't think Justin Fields is good. So I think you probably want to hold Robinson.
I think the one thing that we're going to find out how fantasy managers react, because if you've been winning without Allen Robinson, let's say you have the ability to do so while benching him, if he has a good game, that's the type of player you flip at this point, because the name will still carry value, and you could probably find somebody who's receiver needy that thinks, okay, now he's going to start to turn things around. Maybe it is Dalton coming back and playing better. But if you can get a pretty good trade in return, I would look to sell him once he has a good game.
Okay. Would you drop Ryan Tannehill for Daniel Jones?
No.
I think with the Trey Lance question and the Daniel Jones question, if they don't have their receivers and you have like the previous a question in regards to Trey Lance. Like if Lance starts this week and Tannehill doesn't have Brown and Julio, I would rather start Daniel Jones than Derek Carr personally. So I would drop Tannehill and pick up Jones and start him. I'm sorry, Lance and start him. Same thing with Jones. So if let me rephrase. I would start Carr over Lance. So I got those confused. I start Carr over Lance, but if you want to hold on to Tannehill in that scenario, in this scenario, I'd rather start Jones over Tannehill if they don't have the receivers. So you might have to make that type of move.
Would you trade DeAndre Hopkins for Swift in half PPR?
Yes.
Will says he's in need of a running back, so yes.
Should I trade Debo Samuel and Dawson Knox for Cooper Kupp?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Swing. Start Waddle or Devonte Smith?
Smith.
Devonte, yeah.
What was that?
A motorcycle.
Sounds of New York City.
Yeah, just old building close to the street.
And isn't that
somebody
all?
Racing home to watch the game?
I guess so. They could just watch our live feed and have everything spoiled for them.
Our buddy who's a producer for the Knicks on MSG, he was getting ready for a show today, and I said, this was early in the day, I said, who are they playing? He goes, I don't know. Everybody's watching the Yankees.
Oh, the Knicks have a preseason game?
Yeah, against the
No
Pacers.
kidding. Wow, what some fan I am. Non-PPR, Allen Robinson or Woods?
Woods.
I think you're an appropriate fan of the
this
team
week.
if you're not watching preseason.
I should at least know about it, though.
Should you?
Wait, the Yankees are playing tonight? What? Who would you start this week, Allen Robinson or Robert Woods?
Woods.
Woods. The thing about Woods in non-PPR, he does have 2 touchdowns in 4 games. So he's not exactly been horrible in that format. So
Should have had a third.
Should have had a third.
Matthew Stafford missed him wide open in the end zone.
Stafford sucks.
And this matchup's fantastic. So
yeah. Would you pick up Daryl Williams? I have Kenneth Gainwell and Knox already need a running back.
I wouldn't be dropping those guys to pick up Williams, but I have no problem carrying Williams because if something happens to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's clearly the next man up.
Would you trade Amari Cooper and Sterling Shepard for Calvin Ridley? That's interesting. I don't know that I'd trade Cooper for Ridley, but I think
I would rather have Ridley moving forward, but I think it's fine.
You got Cooper battling 2 injuries right now, and who knows what happens if they become serious.
That's
and a weirdly conservative offense that, they got the Giants this week. Are they going to throw the ball 30 times?
Effectively conservative offense, I would say.
Right. No, it's not a criticism. It's just a statement of fact that they're not throwing the ball much.
Right. No. Is 25% too low for Damien Williams?
Probably too low to get him.
I think the thing, depending on the site you play on, you could do this on CBS, is you should be able to get an idea of what other people have in terms of their free agent budget. So that should give you an idea. Then you start to look at those rosters and what they need. So you can go about this somewhat methodically and try to figure out what you think you need to spend. So if you're not the Montgomery manager and that manager has $40 left and you have $50 left, clearly spend $41 and make sure you lock them up. So it just depends on how much you need a running back and what position your team is in. If you're 1-3, 0-4, desperate, what's the use in holding your fab budget at this point? Because once you're done, record-wise, you're done.
Yeah. Chenault or Damien Williams for my number 1 ad this week?
Williams.
Probably Williams, but again, I think it comes down to what you need because we saw a big change for Chenault, where his routes were, targets were up, DJ Chark was hurt. The matchup this week is fantastic. If he has another big game, which could easily happen against the Titans, you might regret not having him. And like Chris made the point of the Devonte Smith question, it's the same thing. Chenault's more likely to help you in the fantasy playoffs than Damien Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people I saw last week traded Chuba Hubbard before the game started and got something solid. I don't remember anything off the top of my head, but you could explore that. If you don't even need Damien Williams, it's possible you could turn him into a receiver you like a little bit better than Laviska Shenault. You find the David Montgomery manager and you see what you
just think back to 2-3 weeks ago when people were dropping 70% of their budget on Elijah Mitchell. Like, people get really, really excited about these waiver wire running backs, and sometimes they turn into superstars. And I think Damien Williams will be a top 20 guy as long as he's starting. But you might be able to turn that into more.
Ugh, some poor schmo in Schrager's league spent his entire budget on Elijah Mitchell. That is just that is not. Would you trade Jonathan?
I still
Taylor?
think he's the lead back when he gets healthy, though.
I'd love to see. I mean, I didn't even realize Trey Sermon was available in one of my leagues. I put in a claim for him today. I couldn't believe that. But I also have Mitchell, so I'm trying to lock up that backfield. Trade Taylor for Swift.
I have Swift ranked higher.
Go ahead, give me a Taylor Swift quote. Give me a lyric.
Oh, I'm not wearing my shirt.
Who are you never ever getting back together with in this scenario? Would you?
I would rather have Taylor.
You're not even a fan. You're not even a Yankees fan. Would you rather have? Oh, look at who's on waivers: Damien Williams, Chenault, and Kenneth Golladay, half PPR. Who do I prioritize?
I guess your theory makes sense about trying to flip Williams as soon as you get him, so you can approach it that way. But if you need a receiver, these two guys are, hopefully trending in the right direction with the injuries around. I mean, look, we saw what Golladay did with Shepard gone for the first time. So
I feel really bad about this, unprofessional about this. I don't know if this ever happens to you guys, but you say something on the podcast, you don't really feel that way, or you change your mind and you hate that you said it because it's out there. But I was genuinely enthused about Damien Williams, and I just kind of lost that enthusiasm when I looked at his schedule, because I don't want to make too much of schedules, but I don't think he's matchup proof. I don't think this offense is any good. Montgomery's already had 2 duds, and he's Montgomery. Williams did well against the Lions. I don't know what to make of that. I'm just not super optimistic about it. I mean, I feel like I obviously could be wrong, so I'm going to approach it like I got to go get him. But I definitely think like Golladay and Chenault are going to have more long-term value. It's just a matter of what do you need for the next 4 or 5 weeks. But I just don't have the highest of expectations for him over the next 4 or 5 weeks. I think he's going to be fine, but I don't think he's going to win you your league. It's not going to be like
no, he's not going to win you your league, but he might win you this week because the Raiders are bad.
Excited. This week, I think,
Raiders are bad against the run. Not bad, but not great against the run. They're coming off a short week. He's hopefully healthy. That's part of it too. Keep that in mind. But the other part of this is, again, it's a knee sprain. It's not a ligament tear. He's not having surgery. So if he feels good, he may be back in 2 weeks. So just take that into account. We just don't know.
I do feel better in this moment about Williams than I have about any of the other waiver wire running backs so far this season.
Yeah, absolutely. One exception would have been Alexander Madison,
For the 1 week, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Mitchell, when we found out before the second game that Raheem Mostert was out for the season, I hope people who picked him up at that point felt good.
Yeah, but if you think about, I did feel good, but I also felt like, all right, we're going into week 2. Do I really think Elijah Mitchell is going to be the starting running back for the 49ers for the rest of the season? I didn't. But and then I hated his matchup against the Eagles in week 2. But yeah, if you can think back to how you felt about him back then, who are you more excited for? Damien Williams now or Eli Mitchell back then?
I still think Williams now, but I think when you had the pickup at the time, we know how that coaching staff is and how they treat players. Like, they don't care who your name is. They showed us that last year. They showed us that 2 years ago. I mean, they signed Tevin Coleman and Raheem Mostert was their guy in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Also, I will say, I could see Samaje Perine being better than Damien Williams this week if Joe Mixon doesn't play. Obviously, there's less guarantee about Samaje Perine's role this week, and Joe Mixon could play. But if Samaje Perine does start, I think I would probably rank him higher than Damien Williams.
All right, let's see what we got here. Cooper for Beckham and Patterson. Would you trade Beckham and Patterson for Cooper?
If you can play Patterson at running back, then I think I would do that. If not, I probably would just keep Cooper.
I don't know who's getting what. What side do you like? You like, if you can play Patterson at running back, you take the Patterson side?
I just think that, I'm hopeful for, Beckham being better than he was last week and closer to what he was in week 1 when he had, 5 for 77, because he's going to have some touchdowns on top of that. So it wouldn't surprise me if this current version of Amari Cooper stays, because the Cowboys offense looks fantastic as a whole, not necessarily with the volume that we thought. So if Patterson can keep up, can do 50% of what he's doing through 4 weeks, that would be pretty good.
I think you might be able to get more than Cooper right now for those two guys, though. Like Patterson, I suggested trying to trade Patterson for Cooper straight up in one league. So I think you should. I think you should see if you can get more for a trade with Patterson in it.
Should I trade Barkley, Knox, and Boyd for Miles Sanders, Waller, and Mike Williams and Devonte Smith? Wow. All right. So you'd have to give up Barkley, but you'd get Waller, Williams, and Devonte Smith. Dude, Garrett Cole sucks. I can't even believe it. He sucks. He sucks. He sucks. Unbelievable. He sucks. He's such a cheater. He's such a cheater. Unbelievable. What a damn cheater that guy is. Like, you kidding me? This guy's been such a pedestrian pitcher since he stopped cheating. What a joke. Which side of this deal do you guys like?
Which Sanders is it?
I assume it's Miles.
I assume Miles, yeah.
So it's basically Barkley, I guess, and Boyd. We don't still know what Knox is going to be, but
what a cheater.
I think you have to do this trade.
Yeah, take the Waller side. Would you drop Elijah Mitchell or Ayuk for Laviska Shenault?
Ayuk for Shenault in the heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm fine with Ayuk for Shenault.
Pick one this week, Carson or Latavius Murray?
Carson, assuming he's healthy.
Yeah, if Carson's healthy, him.
Should I trade Darren Waller and T. Higgins and Garrett Cole for Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts? Loser.
I'd rather have Waller and Higgins.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'm trading Cordell Patterson and Kareem Hunt for Devontae Adams and Melvin Gordon.
A+.
Is that a good trade?
Not a good trade. A great trade.
It's a good trade, yeah.
Amazing trade.
Is Dalton Schultz going to finish the season better than Tyler Higbee?
He might. He might. So hold on to both, though.
Either way, I don't think it's really the right question to ask. I have Schultz ranked higher right now, but I don't think either is going to be like such a difference maker that it'll be obvious either way.
Another one from Don. I think I have a favorite contestant here. Is Justin Fields droppable in a 2 QB or Superflex league?
No.
Did I trade Deontay Johnson? I'm a little concerned about a potential Big Ben benching.
I do think Deontay Johnson is the only person in the city of Pittsburgh who would not benefit from Ben Roethlisberger being benched, but like if you take what he's done in the games where he's played at least 50% of the snaps since the start of last season, he would be wide receiver 6.
Wow.
For both this season and last.
Stat.
It's 185 targets over his last 16 games that he's played at least 50% of the snaps. He is, I think, a borderline elite wide receiver, and I'm not sure that it would change that much if Roethlisberger did get benched. I think I would downgrade him, but not a ton.
Would you rather start T. Higgins or Jacoby Myers this week, full PPR?
Higgins if he plays.
Yeah, obviously he has to play, but Higgins is our answer.
This isn't the game script for Myers. That's the problem.
Right. Kadarius Toney or Jalen Waddle?
Waddle.
No. I'm say Toney if Shepard and Slayton are out. Come on, think about it.
I don't think it's far off, but I mean, there's no way the Dolphins are running against the Bucs, and so no Fuller. Waddle's going to get a ton of targets.
Yeah, hope so.
They just lost Jakeem Grant. How are they going to make up for
that? Mixon, James Conner, Kenneth Gainwell. Start one.
Mixon if he's healthy. If not, I think it's probably Connor, but I hate it.
I would go Mixon easy if he starts. Gainwell and PPR, Connor none.
It's fair.
Oh, I think we're supposed to give away a T-shirt today, guys. Would you trade?
We'll do it.
Yeah, Godwin and Kittle for Devonte Adams. I have Fant.
So you'd be starting Adams and Fant over Godwin and Kittle? Then yes.
I think so.
Okay, wait. Let me get my T-shirt info here.
You giving away your Yankee shirt that you're wearing right now because of bad luck?
He's going to burn it.
Give away Garrett Cole. Guys can have them. All right. So you got to like the video and you got to comment your Twitter handle and you're going to win a free Fantasy Football Today T-shirt. All right. So again, like the video, leave a comment with your Twitter handle or just comment your Twitter handle. And we're going to announce the winner at 8:45. If we get to 500 likes, we're going to give out 2 shirts. So let's get some likes going on here. Like, hit the like button. And again, like and comment your Twitter handle. And at 8:45 p.m., we will give out a t-shirt. And if you want to get 2 t-shirts given out today, we need 500 likes. So hit the like button right now.
Adam, I would like your thoughts specifically on a trade offer I just received because I felt insulted by it, but I know you have your own opinions.
Okay.
I was offered in a league where I started Teddy Bridgewater last week. So quarterback's not my strong suit. Everything else is amazing, though. I was offered Justin Herbert for DJ Moore.
Oh, this is FFT?
Yes.
I mean, for you, it makes sense because you could win the league with Herbert. I like you have such good receivers. I'd rather have more, but I think you should do it.
Who are the other quarterbacks on the waiver wire?
It's Tannehill, Darnold.
No, then you just go to those guys.
Yeah, that's
okay.
I just wanted to ask.
He has like 5 good receivers. So now he's got a chance to get a truly elite.
But if you like, if this is the start of a conversation and you're trading more for Herbert and something, like you can counter and say, I'll give you more for Herbert and whoever, if you want another receiver back or running back, depending on what you need, then that's something that could work out in your favor.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break here on Fantasy Football Today. We got another.
Remember, Adam would trade Saquon Barkley to get Tom Brady.
25 minutes left. We'll be right. Taken such out of context. We will be right back here on FFT.
Joining Inside the NFL on Paramount Plus is a huge honor. Got James Brown, Brandon Marshall, Michael Irvin, Ray Lewis, Phil Simms, stacked.
Inside the NFL. New episodes streaming Tuesdays exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's always been one of the best football shows out there. How about this? The Cowboys just released linebacker Jalen Smith.
And the context for the Saquon Barkley, Tom Brady.
Hey, the Cowboys just released Jalen Smith. That's a big deal. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. That's for Schefter. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
The context for the Saquon Barkley, Tom Brady trade was that it was on this specific stream last week, and you said you would trade Tom Brady.
2 weeks ago.
Saquon Barkley for Tom Brady.
No. I technically I said I wouldn't trade Tom Brady for Saquon Barkley. It's a huge difference. What I said was I wouldn't leave myself without a star quarterback because I feel like you have to have one. But I also said that it was really about my doubts about Barkley being as good as he was last week. Look, he's been helped by the Shepard and Slayton injuries, I think. If they keep throwing to him this much, then I'm going to look stupid. But I thought Barkley was more of like a, top 24 type player, not a top 12 type player. And whatever.
What if Brady's just not the same without Gronk?
Yeah, I don't buy that. Would you start Hunter Henry or Conklin this week?
Henry.
I think I have Conklin ranked higher. Yep.
Crowder or Beasley?
Beasley. But I like both.
Yeah, Beasley.
That game's got track meet all over it.
Would you trade Josh Jacobs and would you trade Chris Carson for Josh Jacobs and Kyle Pitts?
If your tight end situation is horrible, yes. But I would prefer to get something better than Josh Jacobs because I just don't have any faith in him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Carson's hurt and Alex Collins is really going to be a thing, then you might want to make that trade now because it could be a problem.
Would you trade Mixon for either Keenan Allen or DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah, the Yankees got a base runner.
All right, great.
I would trade Mixon for Allen.
I hate them right now. Just like you don't even understand. Would you?
They're down 2-0. You hate them.
I hate it because he hoodwinked them. He's a cheater. They gave him $700 billion, and now he's going to be a mediocre pitcher.
Adam, you realize every other pitchers that the Yankees have had over the last 5 years was doing the exact same thing.
No.
Yes, Adam.
Cole is the king of this. He's the king.
They were all doing the same thing.
No, I don't think so.
Are you talking about the spider tack stuff?
Yes.
They were all 90% of the league was doing it.
No.
Yes.
Obviously, it changed his career in a way that it didn't change everyone else's career.
He had a 366 FIP after the ban was introduced.
Great.
They're overreacting.
That's how many millions of dollars they gave him. Trey Lance or Deshaun Watson for the second half of the season.
Oh, you got to go Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, the one who's going to play.
If I have Derek Carr, should I pick up Trey Lance and drop Tannehill?
Didn't we have this
I'm fine
question previously?
Yeah, I guess so. People haven't been here for the entire stream.
I would rather have Tannehill.
Take a chance on the upside.
Half PPR, rank these wide receivers: Crowder, Tony, Rondale Moore.
That order.
Would you trade Camara for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Daryl Williams, and
No.
Marquise Brown? Good God.
Probably no.
No way.
I really like Marquise Brown, though. I think he's a top 24 wide receiver.
But you're not weak at receiver with Sutton and Deontay Johnson to give up Camara.
Yeah.
Well, you are weak at wide receiver, but
You're not strong at wide receiver for sure.
But you're not necessarily upgrading yourself at one position when you're significantly downgrading yourself at another.
would you trade McLaurin for Debo Samuel or DeAndre Hopkins?
No, it's
McLaurin
McLaurin
or
or
Debo.
Debo.
Oh, sorry.
I would sell high on Debo to get Hopkins because we don't know if Trey Lance is going to be good for Debo.
Man, even that 76-yard touchdown was just a awful throw.
That's what I was saying. Nobody
It was so bad.
was not well received on the show today. But also, it could be one start for Trey Lance with Debo. But I would still rather have Hopkins than Debo. Would you guys?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Even if it's Garoppolo for the rest of the season, who would you rather have then?
Hopkins. I just don't think Debo's doing this consistently, and I don't think Hopkins is doing what he's doing consistently. They're going to start to sway in the other direction.
Dynasty PPR trade Dalvin Cook and Damian Harris for Najee Harris and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Interesting.
I'd still rather have Cook, so no.
Yeah, I think it comes down to Cook.
What's the remaining fab percentage on Alex Collins?
Unless Carson is hurt, I'm not buying him losing his job. So I would say at most 10%.
Yeah, I think 10 to 15.
Would you drop Jared Cook to add Dalton Schultz, half PPR?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
I had to make that decision. Very tough one. And PPR desperate at RB2. Aaron Jones, Carter, Madison, Dylan, Tyson Williams are my running backs. Do I just keep churning my bench and hope to get lucky? Interesting.
I mean, if you can get Williams or Pirine just to see what happens with either of those two, I would. Did it say PPR? No. Yeah, PPR.
PPR.
Go get Brandon Bolden. Like,
I'd be fine dropping Tyson Williams for Damien Williams, Samaje Perine, Brandon Bolden, Alex Collins. I just don't know if Tyson Williams is going to get back on the field.
He should. I would like.
don't drop the other guys though.
No, I would hang on to the other guys.
All right, let me see. I'm looking for some questions here. Would you trade Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt for Alvin Kamara?
No.
No.
Should I trade Camara for Swift and Lamb?
Yes.
That one's okay.
I traded Hunt for Ridley. Was this a good deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, everybody. We're giving away a T-shirt pretty soon. I don't know how many likes we have today. Let's check that out. But if we get to 500 likes, we'll give away 2 T-shirts. And that's more than one. So let's get there. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the amount of likes. See if producer Wes can help me out here. How many likes do we have? We'll find out. But yeah, we're giving away a T-shirt soon. So hit the like button, comment. Oh, we're not even close. Let's go. We got to get to 500. Let's go. Comment your Twitter handle and hit the like button. And we're giving away a T-shirt in 3 minutes till we announce who's getting the T-shirt. FFT T-shirt. Are Pittman, Claypool, or Myers droppable?
No. I mean,
But
in a
if
10-team
those are the
league,
worst players on your team and you need a running back to get Williams in a 10-team league, for example, you can either play the injury with Claypool and hope nobody picks him up, or to me, Pittman is the worst. Not that he's bad, but he's the worst player of that trio.
Thank you for liking Fundamental Bear. Half PPR trade Camara for Tyreek Hill. Boy, everybody's trading Camara.
the problem is it's the wrong time to trade Alvin Kamara. But for Tyreek Hill, I think it's fine.
What if it's Taysom Hill?
You shouldn't do that.
But
that's the type of trade Adam would want me to make in the 2 QB.
that's the type of trade I would, after 3 weeks, eventually get you to make in the 2 QB league.
I would make that trade.
I think it's weird that everybody's so down on Camara. He had 26 carries.
He's
right.
The touch for a guy that scores the way that he scores, the touchdowns will come.
I agree with that, but like if he's a 60 target guy, and I think he's on pace for right around that, maybe actually a little lower in 17 games. I just don't think he can be an elite running back in that situation.
With
like this offense clearly isn't as good as it was before.
This is the type of game where Sean Payton gives him 6 touchdowns because he hears the noise. He pays attention to it. And so this is probably going to be if they throw 23 times, I wouldn't be surprised if 10 of them go to Alvin Kamara and just try and get this narrative done with.
You guys are great. Thank you. Obviously, you're not talking about Garrett Cole.
He almost gave up a single there. Oh my God.
Trey Camara for Tyreek Hill. We got that one. Is Damian Harris a plus matchup play only?
Yes, but I think if they can do what they did last week and just throw him the ball a little bit, that might change some things. So first game without White, he had a couple catches. Hopefully that's something that was, and it was design plays. So hopefully that's something that they can build off of. But like you're gonna love him this week, or at least you should.
I was offered Nick Chubb and George Kittle for Darren Waller. Should I take it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Who wins in full PPR? Mixon, Woods, Allen Robinson, or Justin Jefferson and Damian Harris?
Mixon, Woods, Allen Robinson.
I think that's the answer.
Do I trade Darnell Mooney for Damian Harris?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we have a winner yet for our t-shirt giveaway. Hit like, everybody. Hit the like button. Okay. I cannot click on that one. Please do not type that kind of garbage here. Drop Gaskin for Rashad Bateman?
No.
Yeah, no. No, Chris, yeah, say no.
Drop Gaskin for Bateman?
Yeah. No.
I mean, I don't think you're going to regret dropping Myles Gaskin. I'll just say that. I don't know if Bateman's the right guy to do it for, but I no longer think he's a must roster player.
I'd drop him for Bateman from the replacements. Would you take a wide receiver chance on
I got the ball.
Randall Cobb or Van Jefferson?
Jefferson, if it's those two.
Jefferson long term, but obviously Cobb just came off a 2-touchdown game in the first one without MVS, and I think is going to end up being what Aaron Rodgers wanted to be, which is a go-to guy.
Third down machine. Half PPR, trade Latavius and Jacoby Myers for Damian Harris.
No.
Yeah. Jamie, I'll let you, Mr. Guillotine. Is Dalvin Cook worth a high bid in the guillotine leagues? I have $990 left.
I think it depends on what you need. Look away, Adam. Look away.
Are you serious? What a scrub.
If you don't have a running back situation and that's the best guy out there, which I'm assuming he is, then it's not bad. But if your team is pretty solid, I've gotten a little close to getting some scares the last couple of weeks where I've been in the bottom 5. It might be time to pony up. I got to see who got cut and who's available. So just check your roster and see what you need.
All right, we've got a winner. Let's see who won our t-shirt. It is Neil Slayton at Bearcat Neil. Congratulations, Neil. You're going to get yourself a nifty little Fantasy Football Today shirt. If anybody else wants one, we got to get to 500 likes. We are at 177, so I'm going to take the under there. But hey, let's give it a shot anyway. Hit that like button. Do it now. Hit the like button.
Get to the chopper.
Exactly. Oh, it
Dylan.
hurts the voice. Which wide receiver in
Get it. Throw a strike. Get it.
Mike Williams, Deonte, Chenault. Are we just starting 1? Starting 3? Mike Williams would have to be I don't know, Deontay Johnson.
I think Deontay is better than Mike Williams, but those are close.
Deontay, Williams, Chenault for me this week.
I think it would be Myers for me this week, over Chenault and Patrick.
All right, Damian Harris or Leonard Fournette this week?
Fournette
boy.
PPR. If
I
Gio's out.
don't have Fournette ranked this way, but in my projections, he's RB9 right now, and I hate that. I don't have it ranked that way again, but I think he could be really good.
Who's your favorite high upside RB2s to target for rest of season? Do you think Devonte can win the job, or will it remain a split?
RB2 on their teams or RB2 for fantasy?
I don't know.
Because asking about Devonte would probably lean to RB2s on their team, right?
Yeah, probably. I guess we don't have to be too literal about it, but who do you think could be a high upside RB2 to target for rest of season?
I think Devonta is the obvious one.
Kenneth Gainwell looks like a pretty, guy that a pretty good option to stash at this point. AJ Dillon, obviously.
Pollard.
I wasn't aware of this actually, but Devin Singletary got benched after his fumble and it only came back in garbage time. He's got 4 fumbles this year. So I don't know if would you rather have Zach Moss or Javonte Williams?
Zach Moss.
Moss, if I need someone to start right now, but I think Williams has more upside.
How about Moss or Gainwell, Chris? Long term.
Probably Moss.
Okay. Half PPR trade CD Lame for Jamar Chase and Justin Herbert. I have Cousins. Yeah, I'd do that.
Yep.
I think I'd rather have Lamb.
Justin Herbert is so good. Holy cow,
awesome.
is he good. I mean, he might be best quarterback in. It wouldn't surprise me if he's number 1 this year, even after a slow start. He's that good. Schefter said he's going to be a Hall of Famer if he stays healthy.
I'd bet against him being number 1.
I bet against it too, but he is that good. He could do it. He's legit. I regret not drafting him. Does Devin Singletary, where's that question? It was a Devin Singletary question. Does he have value in PPR?
Yeah. Does he have value? Yes. Is he someone you want to start right now? No.
Let's see. Pittman and Claypool for AJ Brown. A good trade?
Great trade.
Great trade for the person getting AJ Brown.
Yeah, it's a good one. Would you trade Camara and Sutton for Thielen?
Adam, look away. No. Garrett Cole got a strikeout, but you don't want to see it. You hate him.
Camara and Sutton. He just gets beat up by the Red Sox. He can't beat this team.
The only
Lamb,
good thing about a Red Sox Yankees win or go home game is one of them gets to go home.
Yeah. Where the Marlins are. Camara and Sutton. I don't know if that's Thielen probably or Lamb and Daryl Henderson.
Did the Marlins get deeper into the playoffs than the Yankees last year?
No.
They go the same distance?
Yeah, so the Yankees lost in 5, though. The decisive.
Oh, well, okay then. The Marlins won a series, actually.
So did the Yankees. The Yankees beat the Indians. Swept them. Would you trade Camara and Sutton for Thielen or Lamb and Daryl Henderson?
No.
First of all, I don't think Thielen / Lamb is even close.
I do not know who you think is better, actually. Thielen or Lamb?
The guy CD Lamb is much better than Adam Thielen.
Okay,
Adam Thielen has 1 game with more than 51 receiving yards this season.
Yeah, okay, but he does have 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns.
The Lamb has what, 2 of those?
I like Lamb better too. I don't think it's a slam dunk, but okay. So let's say you can pick Lamb. Would you trade Camara and Sutton for Lamb and Daryl Henderson?
No,
probably not.
It definitely appears that I have to talk about Alvin Kamara on the podcast tomorrow.
Lamb has 3 of those games. All right, let's calm down.
3 of what?
3 games with more than 51 yards.
Oh, okay. Well, who's got more fantasy points?
Thielen.
Probably Thielen because of the touchdowns.
Well, yeah. That one we said was a good trade. Is it crazy to start Kenneth Gainwell over Melvin Gordon or Josh Jacobs?
Yes. Not so much over Gordon, but I think over Jake. I mean, if Jacobs is going to get 5 catches or at least, anything north of 3, then he should be better in theory.
Yeah, I like Gainwell for the possibility of him turning into a starter, but he has 4 carries over the last 2 weeks,
Yeah, but Sanders has 9.
Right.
So stupid. Excuse me. Who's better to keep, CeeDee Lamb or Jamar Chase? What are you gonna like?
He got out of the inning.
Like, are we talking about like a keeper league, like a dynasty?
Jerk, dude.
I think you could make an argument that Jamar Chase is ahead of CeeDee Lamb in dynasty because I think he was a better prospect, but
He might be ahead in redraft too.
Lamb's going to be better rest of season.
I hope so, but it wouldn't be surprising at this point. I mean, we know rookie receivers get better as the season goes on, and this kid looks awesome.
How many rookie receivers have had 4 touchdowns in 4 games? It's amazing.
In their first 4?
Yeah.
Beckham might have, because remember, he missed the start of the season. So
I don't think he. Oh, no, you're right. He might have.
He had a 2 touchdown game. He might have.
Yeah. Chris traded him.
3 in his first 3. Only 3 in his first 6. What a bust.
Deontay Johnson or Marquise Brown? Psycho Scout. Deontay. Okay.
Yeah.
Gordon or Javonte rest of season?
Devonta.
Yeah, Devonte for the upside.
Yeah.
What if it's Josh Gordon?
Then
Devonte.
We read that one. Would you trade Hopkins and Javonte Williams for Diggs in a 10-team league?
In a 10-team league, I would.
Look what Cliff said. 750 watching. If you hit the like, we get another t-shirt. Don't y'all want another shirt? I'd give you the shirt off my back if you hit the like button. What are we up to now? We are at 208. Let's get to 500. We can do it.
If we get to 250, you got to take your shirt off.
I'm taking this stinking Yankees shirt off as soon as this show is over.
No,
I'll take the shirt off, but I'm not sending it to anyone.
On air. Take it off on air.
Swift or Beckham, PPR flex?
Swift.
Full PPR, start or sit the Bills wide receiver core.
It's funny. I'm in a league. You guys know Franco, so I'm playing Franco in a league. He's one of our tech guys, and he's from Buffalo, Bills fan. I have Josh Allen. He is starting Cole Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders against me.
That's going to work out well for you, I have a feeling.
I think so.
Both Jamie and Chris seem high on Camara. I'm not getting that impression from Chris. Even with his production recently, do both have higher hopes on him?
I just want to see what it looks like when Thomas is back. So I might be wrong. Things might be the same. But I kind of went in with the approach of the Saints being not this conservative, but more conservative. Because, you look at Marcus Callaway and Harris and Lil Humphrey, and this receiving core being what it was. Like, what do you have to gain by letting Jameis carry the offense? Like, you heard them say they wanted to run the ball more. It was a little surprising when they got rid of Latavius Murray, but still, again, I didn't expect it to be like this for Camara, but I also didn't expect Jameis to be, a 40 attempt guy. So I just want to see what it looks like when everything's together. If you get a good offer, like what was the one that we said yes to? We both agreed on was
Tyreek Hill was one of them.
Yeah, but no, there was this one recently. Was it Swift and Lamb? Maybe.
Yeah, it was Swift and Lamb or something. Like that, yeah.
If you're getting good offers for him, trade him, but don't just give him away.
Yeah, you have to still value him as a number 1 running back, and probably still, I would say like a top 6 to 7 guy. I don't necessarily have hopes he's going to be. I had him as my number 2 running back this season.
Lil Humphrey. Chris, what do you think of this team name? Lil Sebastian Humphrey.
Sure.
Right? That's the horse from Parks and Rec.
That is the horse. Thank you. Yeah. Yep, that is the horse from. Thank you for explaining the joke.
You like that more. Saints D, Steelers D, Broncos D this week.
Is Drew Lock starting?
Okay, well, give me the yes and no scenario.
Steelers D if Drew Lock starts. Probably Steelers D anyway.
Oh, not the Broncos against the Steelers.
And then the Broncos and then the Saints.
I could go Broncos against the Steelers if Teddy's starting.
Their defense is just so beat up right now, though.
Yeah, because it's mostly just a reflection of my lack of faith in the Steelers.
Oh, I totally agree.
Tom Brady, rest of season, or sell him high, 2 QB Superflex League?
I would sell him high, but that's because you're selling him at not his peak coming off last week. You would have probably want to sell him before that game, but there's some people that would
Oh, stop. Don't make me take my headphones off. I think he's going to be great. I don't have any concerns.
But as great as he was in the first 3 weeks?
No, I don't think he's going to average 35 points a game or whatever it was. But
He's 38.
38? Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to be that good. But I think he's going to be just fine.
All right, so would you rather have Tom Brady rest of season or Lamar Jackson rest of season?
6.4 point is my answer.
6 points.
Yeah, Brady.
It's Lamar for me. Lamar, I mean, he's on pace for like 510 pass attempts, which would be by far career high, and 1,100 rushing yards.
Yeah.
If Marquise Brown catches one of those touchdowns, I think we're looking at Lamar Jackson pretty differently.
Not me. I mean, like I'm already treating him the way you're treating him. I understand that he's been much better than his fantasy numbers, but I'd still take Brady because Jackson is taking way too many hits. So you got to.
He is getting Ronnie Stanley back soon, so.
Yeah, I know, but he's just a little bit too involved right now. I think he's taking way too many hits. It's a little bit of a consideration for me.
I think the Bucs are going to become a running team now that Brady got the record.
Max Williams or Tyler Conklin rest of season.
Tyler Conklin.
Rapid fire to finish here. All right, who should I flex? Higgins, Miles Sanders, Shepard, or Pittman?
Well, I think two of those guys may not play. So Pittman if Higgins and Shepard are out. If not, Higgins.
Higgins.
Damian Harris or Renfro?
Harris this week.
Harris.
Would you trade Gibson, Patterson, Lamb, and Woods for McCaffrey? Wow.
Gibson, Patterson, Lamb, and Woods. Wow, that's a huge haul, but yeah, you got to do it.
He'd be giving up two starters. Though. He'd be giving up Gibson and Lamb from his starting lineup and two bench guys. So get one more player. You can get one more player back.
Probably. Start Patterson or Fournette this week, half PPR.
Fournette.
I hate saying Patterson, but Patterson.
And last question, is it worth picking up Hilton or Tyrell Williams?
Hilton.
Maybe Hilton, not Tyrell.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it. Enjoy your t-shirt.
Oh, my God.
And I've had just about enough of that. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you Thursday. We got another live stream, 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll help you set your lineups with some start or sit. And we'll see you then. For Jamie and Chris and Wes, I'm Adam.